Hello, good night to everyone. We do apologize for the late start, but we want to welcome all of you to Sanctuary's Half Hour. Tonight, we're the parenting group that is taking charge of this time, and we have a little bit of a twist for you. We want to invite you to join us tonight as we talk about taking care of me in every season. And here to join us tonight is a very special person. But before she comes in, we just want to give you a little idea because as parents, especially mothers sometimes, we tend to neglect ourselves because there's a new baby and we have to focus on the baby. Or there's a new job, we are in a career that we have to work from home, which means we have to work and work and work. And there's so many other things distracting us that, let me use a term from the young people, sometimes we carry ourselves very pop down. So, tonight I want to welcome Miss Touche herself, Patrice Ferdinand, and she is going to tell us how we can build the bridge so that we can do what we have to do and still look gracious doing it and still look lovely and beautiful. So, without any further ado, I just want to say thank you, Lord, for all that you will download to us. Father, Lord, thank you for freeing us of the mindsets that have held us bondage for so long that we can serve you and we can do of our best and still look of our best. We want to give you thanks for the opportunity to be parents and still look stoosh. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name, and we welcome Patrice.
Night. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you so much, Kathy.
You're most
And
welcome.
thank you, Sanctuary. Sanctuary is my second home. And I'm always glad to share. And most importantly, glad to share with parents. Being a new parent myself, whatever I share, it will only be from experience, not like I'm making anything up. So to God be the glory. I hope that whatever I share would be beneficial to everyone and you can take home something. And Kathy, of course, you're always popping in your colors. That's one way of self care, believe it or not, because your color is fantastic energy, right? Your color gives amazing energy, and I'm sure you all know that when, or you can attest to when you put a certain color on, how you feel, right? And so, Kathy, you are nailing it with the color. Your orange alone is giving me vibes, like giving me ooh. Even if I was tired, I'm like ooh, eye popping, right? And it's very interesting. And thanks so much for thinking of me and inviting me, because you're talking about taking care of self care, and what does that look like? And sometimes, or a lot of times, as parents, that's the last thing on our list, right, Kathy? That's the last thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the last thing on our list, because everyone comes first, or the list is so long, and we are totally have neglected ourselves. So are we still on? Because I'm not seeing you, Kathy. Okay.
Yes, we're here.
Okay. All right. um I just want to say, some of the one of the things I want to first say to parents is, and I want to, as a Christian myself, just to encourage you to, first of all, let go of the guilt. Let go of the guilt of not doing nothing, right? Let go of the guilt of just resting. Even if you're not sleeping, just resting. When was the last time we rested? When was the last time we just stayed in the bed, or we sat in a chair and we just did nothing? Hmm. When was the last time? If I was to do a check, right? When was the last time we invested in ourselves? When was the last time we said, you know what? I'm not going to feel guilty if I'm going to treat myself to an outfit, or if I'm going to go to the spa, or if I'm going to buy myself a pair of shoes, or if I'm going to go to the hairdresser or go to the nail salon. When was the last time we have even done that for ourselves? So letting go of that guilt is the first thing that I would encourage us as parents, as Christians, to do, because we have often heard the saying that you can't pour from an empty cup. And a lot of the times we pour and it's empty, and we try to find the bottom of the cup, and we try to pour and we try to pour until poof, oh gosh, it's all gone. Um, the mindset is also very critical. We have to have that mindset that God wants us to take care of ourselves too, you know. He wants us to rejuvenate, he wants us to refresh, he wants us to take breaks so that we can be better stewards, so that we can be better parents, we can be better wives, we can be better friends, we can be better everything. So, what does self-care looks like? What does self-care looks like to some of you? And feel free to share. What does self-care look like, or taking care of you? So, um first of all, as I mentioned, the mind, getting rid of that guilty feeling. Uh and thinking that, oh, if I'm to go and buy something, or if I'm going to go and do the spa, or if I'm to decide to turn the phone off and have a me time, that's terrible. It's terrible when we are stressed out. It's terrible when we look broken down. It's terrible when we are not able to even be good parents. And I can attest to the fact that when I am tired, oh my lord, oh my lord, I am so short tempered. The I am so short tempered. I don't know if anyone else can attest to that, but the things that Ariel would do and I normally would just ignore, or it doesn't bother me, when I am tired, oh my gosh, everything irritates me. And that is because you're weary, right? And the body's telling you something, that everything is you're like a time bomb. And we don't want that. We want to be healthy Christians, we want to be healthy looking Christians, we want to be Christians and parents that reflect God. Like someone sees us, what is it? Wow, there is a glow about her. Yeah, she looks so amazing. She looks so refreshed. It's just finding that time. And one of the things that has worked for me in recent times, and being a young mother, having a toddler at 5 years old, is actually scheduling time. I actually put certain things in my calendar. So simple things like going to the nail salon. I put going to the hairdresser in my calendar. I put going to my getting my monthly spa done, my monthly massage. I put that in the calendar. Everyone is different, right? Everyone's self-care is different. Your self-care could be something as simple as soaking your feet in Epsom salt, right? Your self-care could be a simple thing as making a homemade face mask. Your self care could be a simple thing as going to the beach. But the important thing is carving out that time. Carving out that time. Because guess what? Guess what? No one is going to do it for you. The kids are not going to do it. No one is going to do it for you, right? So carving out the time and just making sure that you want to rejuvenate, or you're doing it to refresh your soul, your mind, your body, just yeah, coming alive. And that's what self-care does. It really helps you to come alive. Think about that time when you went on vacation. Think about that time when you did a staycation. Think about that time when you just read a book. How did it feel? Right? And so the question is, why don't we want that feeling more often? Hmm, why don't we want that feeling more often? Why is it that so many times as parents we want to we just go go go? And yes, the things are there to be done. Yes, the demands are there, but setting 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour makes all the difference. And I share out of experience because I remember earlier in my parenthood life, I would go like, I mean, like a Duracell battery. I would be just going, just nonstop. And I realized that it's not beneficial to either to my husband, to my kid, to my business, to me. It's just not beneficial, right? So just carving out that time is so, so important. And letting your kids know that you need a break too, right? You have to set the boundaries. You have to set the boundaries. And that's one of the things we don't do so well as parents. We don't set the boundaries for whatever reason. Again, I think it's the guilt. It's the guilt. I'm sure some of us can attest to that, but the thing is being aware. And we're coming to the end of the year, and looking back, can we really say, I took care of this body that God gave me? I took care of me, right? I did this, I did that. Compare yourself, compare what you did last year to now. Were there any improvements? Hmm. Or was it the same, or was it worse? Those are questions we have to ask ourselves, right? Um, when was the last time we even say, okay, I even if I can't afford a shopping spree, but when was the last time you bought yourself something, right? That will, that you absolutely would love. When was the last time you invested in yourself, right? When was the last time you said, let me buy myself a pair of earrings? The little things, right? The little things. And I encourage everyone to do something that uplifts your soul. Do something that uplifts your mind. Do something that uplifts your body. That is the true essence of self-care, right? Whatever that looks like, because mine will be different from yours, right? But the bottom line is being the best version of yourself. That's what good self care is, being the best version of yourself. Uh, so what are some of the things that I do? Most of you know I'm in the image industry, the fashion industry, and I speak about how you take care of yourself. I speak about what you put on. I speak about dressing for success, dressing for opportunities, but some of the things, in addition to that, my self care regime looks like, or listening to music. I love to listen to, well, gospel music or uplifting music, sometimes classical music, just to clean my head. Um, I love to I'm not I love to, I'm trying now. I'm trying, I must admit. I am trying to rest even if I'm not sleeping. I'm trying. That one is a little hard because then the mind is racing and, oh, I need to be up. But I'm trying just to be horizontal, as they call it, just be horizontal and just relaxing. I also um I'm also learning to have a gratitude journal. That's another way that I do some self care, like just writing down the little things that you're grateful for, because then you are exuding that positive energy, right? You're filling your environment with that positive energy, which is also great for yourself, because it's so easy for us to look at the things that's not going well, the things that we are doing wrong, the things that someone did us wrong. But what about the things that you're grateful for, the little things that we would consider little bit things, but for someone it's a big deal. So just writing that down. Oh man, I don't have it, it's downstairs. One of the things I do, I have a bottle, and I write slips of paper of things that I'm grateful for, and I drop it in the bottle. And whenever I'm feeling low, I go in the bottle and then I just take one out and I look at it, and it really helps. It really helps to uplift my spirit. Because the thing is, a holistic self care is not just about looking good, right? A holistic self care is about tackling every part of you, every part of you, every part of you, and just knowing that it's okay. It's okay to invest in yourself. It's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay, right? And I think that is one of the biggest things that we have, the biggest challenges we have as parents to deal with. Um, what about your bedroom? How is your bedroom? Hmm. So that's another way of self care, creating that retreat feeling in your bedroom. And it doesn't mean a lot, or you don't have to do much, but making sure your pillows, your comforters, your sheets are comfortable, right? The clutter, decluttering. How many things do we have around in our bedroom? Mm, decluttering the wardrobe, which is what I do. I love to do that. Um, for my clients, decluttering the wardrobe, and just decluttering your environment, right? Especially in your bedroom, so that when you are resting, you can rest well. When you don't have to be kicking things off the bed in order just to get a space to rest, right? So one of the things I really want to challenge you to do is to look at your bedroom. How can you enhance it? How can you make it more comfortable? How can you create that retreat feeling? How can you, um, even if it's just decorating it, adding some colors, your favorite colors that will give you that boost. Just making it your own space and making it as clean as possible, or as less, not as cluttered. Decluttering it as possible. That is also very critical, right? As we mature, not age, but as we mature, we want to just look at ways that we can, things that we can do to improve self. And I mean, if I had the time, I'm sure that could look at so many different things, right? But the thing is that you're taking care of Patrice, you're taking care of Kathy, you're taking care of Laura, you're taking care of whoever else is on the live, taking care of you. Um, I love questions. Do we have any questions? I love comments. I don't like to be talking all the time. Never. I'm an interactive person. You all know that. Kathy, um, do we have any comments, or do you have any questions for me, Kathy?
Well, we don't have any questions online as yet, but I'm sure that someone out there that even if they're not listening now, they may come in at some other point and they would somehow think, but this is all a woman's thing. How do I fit in this? As well, obviously, if it's a male, I'm sure that they can fit in every area that you would have mentioned before. But we just want to let them know, yes, you can do these things too.
Mm-hmm.
And would there be any kind of tweeting that would go if it came to if it was a male that you were speaking to?
Um, the tweaking. Well, for men. I mean, would be almost. Let me see. Was there anything, investing in themselves? Finding time for themselves, the mindset for men, same thing, because men sometimes tend to think that, oh, because they're men, they just, they don't take care of themselves, right? Because they are masculine, or they're the macho, or that type of thing. But absolutely, it goes the same. I can't think of anything. um uh, Going to the spa, I know I have male clients who, yes, they go to the spa just the same. They find their me time just the same. They get their nails done just the same. They probably don't put the polish on, or some men put the clear polish on. um they Yeah, there's nothing. The gratitude journal, some men might not want to do that, but then, gratitude, being grateful is is unisex. I mean, men or women, because we should all have something to be grateful for. The resting, decluttering the closet. So recently, even my husband, he decided to declutter his closet, and he was like, "Oh, this feels good. This feels good," you know, and it just shows that when your space is clean, the mind gets to flow better. You just feel lighter. right? And you feel lighter. So it goes for both men and women, and it looks different for everyone. But the important thing is taking care of you. I love working with men because men are like, okay, I need this, no problem. One, two, three. And if they know that they need to get new clothes, or they need to get new shoes, or they need to enhance their look or something, go to the barber. Um, most 10, 9 out of 10, they will get it done. But the important thing is when our mindset is changed, those things are just as important as everything else, just as important, because then you will have less doctors visits, you will have less medication to be taking, we will have less situations to be dealing with, less stress. It's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. And we should, more than any other time, after all that we went through the past 2 to 3 years, that should be a no-brainer. That taking care of self, building up my immune system, making sure that I am, taking care of my skin. The simple thing as using sunscreen. Very often, I know if I was to do a census right now, everyone who is watching, it would be interesting to see how many individuals are using sunscreen, taking care of them skin or moisturizing their skin. Right? So those are the little things that we can do, and it doesn't have to cost a lot. It doesn't have to cost a lot to take care of you. You can be creative, and more so, you're living in the Caribbean where you have a lot more things at your disposal. No excuse. You know how many times I wish I could just go to the beach? I mean, the beaches here are, yeah. But do you know how many times I had the Caribbean water to go into? But when you live in the Caribbean, you take it for granted, right? Just walking on that sand and putting your feet in that sand. I mean, the little things. But again, the mindset has to be changed. The mindset has to be changed. So, my if nothing else, I want to remind you and encourage you to ask God to work on your mindset as it relates to building you, taking care of you, because you're just as important as everyone else around you. Okay. And something, Kathy, that someone might ask is, but at what point is it vain, or what point does it get to the vain stage? It gets to the vain stage when it becomes a god. It gets to the vain stage when all you think about is you, and you don't even have any time for to spend time with God. That's when it becomes vain. All right. So again, everything is a balance. Everything is realizing that as parents and as Christians, God has placed certain things on the earth, or He has placed things on the earth for us to enjoy, but enjoy with good balance and enjoy in moderation, because you're only one you. You're only one you. And when you look totally broken down, guess what? People will talk about you. Those same ones who you do stuff for, they will talk about you. So, what you should do, just take care of yourself. It's only you. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
That is such that is such good advice. And we have a comment from Elder Pearl here that he says, as a father, you should treat yourself as a king.
Mm,
So yes, you because like everything that you would have said, you have to make sure that you groom yourself, that you take care of yourself, that when you leave, you look presentable. And that is all building you. Because if you go out and you don't look the part, then you're not going to feel the part.
yes.
I have a friend that, well, yes, you know, I like my bright colors. I have a friend that she just wears grays and blacks and browns. And I told her one of these days, if you're feeling down, just put on
Mhm.
something
Right.
bright
Right.
and see how your behavior and your attitude, your whole demeanor just changes because you just lifted it just by the color that you wear rather
Yeah.
than, the dowdiness all the time. So,
Yes.
yes, we go to the spa, we get our hair done, we get our nails done, we get our feet done. Because if you're going to be on your feet constantly,
Mm-hmm.
you should get them rejuvenated.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so guilty of the not wearing the sunscreen thing and have it there, and then it expires and the bottle is probably still full.
Mm.
That is
Mm.
something that I have always been told we need to do that, both men and
Women.
women.
Yes.
And as a parent, when you are a parent of a young child, you just seem to be going, 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 the energizer money, going, going, going. And
Yeah.
sometimes you forget to take care of you.
Yes.
So that is what tonight is all about. And then when you are in the workplace and you are at a certain position and you're just going, 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 and you forget, I need to relax. I love what you said about the bedroom retreat thing, where you can just feel the serenity in your own home. That is
Yes.
something I'm gonna look forward to doing. Yes. So,
and and I thank you, Kathy. And I think too, as we wrap up, I just want to encourage everyone to normalize taking care of you, normalize the scarcity mindset, because that is another thing that hinders us from taking care of ourselves. Because the first thing, some of us might say is, oh, I don't have it. But what's in your hand? What's in your house that you can use to take care of yourself? I mean, let's normalize that, right? Where it becomes natural that you're going to carve out 20 minutes, 15 minutes for yourself. You're going to let go of this small, scarce mindset because you serve a big God. Because, I always encourage my clients, I said, especially those who are Christian, how is it that you said you're Christian, but you don't look like you're being blessed? Something ain't right. Right? The equation is not adding up.
yes.
Yeah.
Because there might be that Christian out there that may figure, because I am a Christian, then I should not look too expensive.
Expensive. Yes. Yeah. Well, that is true.
And quite
Yes.
like you said, you don't have to spend a lot of money to look expensive. That is not the right term, but
Yes.
everyone understands what I mean when I say that. You can spend minimum and make it look great.
Yes.
Because
But
if you don't
you see,
have,
hmm
then you
but
can't. But
the mindset has to be changed. They have the mind. You see, when the
yes.
mindset changes, and when you deem this important, when this part of your life becomes important, you don't even think about the fact that you don't have money. You say, you know what? Okay, I have some Epsom salt. Okay, I have some honey. Okay, I have sugar. Okay, I have some cornmeal. Okay, I can create a mask. All right, I can soak my feet. All right, I can do a bubble bath. I mean, this costs less than $20. You
So
see what I'm saying? But
yes.
if it's not important, and if the mind is not released, and if the I can't is not released, then taking care of self is going to be an issue.
Yes, sure is. So I am sure that we all took away something tonight, and we are gonna go and we are gonna do that, and we're gonna improve on ourselves. As I said, I like the bedroom retreat thing. I also like the bottle of gratitude. That
Mhm.
is so interesting,
Yes.
because there are some days that you just wake up and after a while you just feel like, oh my gosh,
Yes.
why?
Yep.
But then you go to that bottle and you pull out one of the things that you are grateful for and just change everything, because
Mm.
you recognize that God is good and He
Yes.
has been good. And one little thing doesn't make Him any less good.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
when
Mm-hmm.
you remember, then you can just give thanks all over again. Because we have to thank God in every situation. So you wake up and you're not feeling in a good mood or whatever, but you pull that gratitude and you remember, hey, I
Yes.
am alive today.
Yeah.
So I am gonna shake this mood and I am just gonna be happy and give God thanks.
Yes. And again, that gratitude jar, if we all do that, and I mean, just write something down that, that little thing that God did for you. And let me tell you, it just blows your mind when you're feeling low. You're like, oh my gosh, oh my God, this is just another one. You can do it. You have done it before. And
Oh yeah.
your mood just, your mood just changes in an instant, Yeah.
And then
So
you treat your children better that day too.
tell me about it. Sometimes, oh my gosh, when I'm tired and I yap at Ariel, I'm like, oh God, forgive me. I need to go get some rest. I need some rest. Yeah. So the good thing is realizing what triggers us. The good thing is realizing what is missing or what is lacking. And again, that is one of the things I ask God every day. Help me to be a better person and just show me how to be a better me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the time has been spent.
Oh,
Well, yes, already. So I just want to thank you, Patrice, for being here with us, despite the technical difficulties we had at the
yes.
beginning. We want
Yes.
to say thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for everything that you have given on to us today. And I am sure that we will go away, whether it's today, tomorrow, or whenever somebody watches this, that they will go away rejuvenated and feeling better of themselves to take care of themselves, regardless of what age their child is at, so that they can be a better parent to their children.
Yes.
So, thank you all for coming on. Thank you for listening, and may God continue to be with you throughout the rest of this week and beyond. Bless you. Good night.